Okay, the Gladwell podcast. So this was the last thing I did this week, so it's probably the most fresh in my head, and I just have to say that I really connected with it for a multitude of different reasons. One, I think I have always aspired to work at the Harvards and the Stanfords because they are so prestigious, and I feel like they're getting all this money because they're doing something right, and I wanted to be a part of that. And then after listening to this podcast, I really felt like I related with Gladwell and that I wanted to work for the little guys now because I understand his point of saying that, we're giving money to the people who already have money and that probably don't necessarily need more money. And I think he made a good argument about it. It's obviously biased because he agrees with the fact that we shouldn't be giving these large universities more money than they already have. But he also explores with the Stanford president, what if this happened? What would you do with it? So even though he doesn't necessarily agrees with him, he still wants to hear his point of view. Even after he hears his point of view, he doesn't agree with it. But I still think it was nice that he included that piece in there, just hearing the president speak about what he would do with even more money than he's already getting. And it didn't even take him that long to answer it, which was crazy to me. Like, what would you do with $30 billion? Oh, I would do this. Like, I don't even know if somebody said that to me, if I could start, as a president, knowing what I would do in addition to my university to only make it better. So I thought he did a good job defending his argument, but I think it was very emotionally based. So it was just nice to hear that perspective and, kind of hear a real person talk about a real issue but had real emotions tied to one side and what that looked like with him exploring it and learning who Hank Rowan was and how much he did for a school that probably needed it, and for the students there that probably needed that money and the opportunity that they're now getting because of the donation he made. But that's not even a fraction of the donations that are being made to schools who already have that money. So argument-wise, I think he did a really good job. I felt obviously emotionally connected to it, so that's always a plus. If it brings out an emotion in you, I think that's a good podcast, and so I was glad to listen to it. But it was also nice that he told us his argument and then also tried to show us the different perspective by including the Stanford president and also evidence from other very prestigious and well-off universities.